Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to the Prem Bhakti Chandrika series. Today we are going to discuss verse number 43. The theme of this verse is the ultimate aspiration. The verse goes like this: Yugala Charana Seva, Yugala Charana Deva, Yugale Manera Piriti, Yugala Kishora Rupa, Kamarati Gana Bhupa, Manerahu Olila Kiriti. So the meaning is like this: Yugala Charana Seva. Let me serve the lotus feet of Yugal, that is Radha Krishna. Yugala Charana Deva. Let me always meditate upon the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. Yugalai Manera Piriti. Let me have affection and attraction only towards the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. Yugala Kishora Rupa. The beauty of Radha Krishna, their forms, is Kamarati Gana Bhupa. It is like millions of cupids and Cupid's wife Rati. They cannot even compare to Radha Krishna's beauty. Yugali Manerahu Oli Laki Riti means may my mind always think of the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. In fact, Radha Krishna's pastimes, may they click in my heart or may they appear in my heart. So let's understand in details. So our bhajan or our practice of devotional service is Raga Sangvalita Vaidhi Bhakti. That means what we are practicing is following the words of scriptures, but with the greed to attain Krishna's lotus feet in the mood of Rajvasis. So that is exactly what we are trying to do. Simply Vaidhi Bhakti means simply by the fear of Shastric injunctions, one is performing bhakti. So it is more like a mechanical process, and although it is necessary in the beginning to somehow or the other bring the mind to service of Krishna by the adherence to scriptures, that is not the be all and end all of it. The real thing is we have to come to a platform where we start pouring our affection upon Krishna, desiring a particular mood of Rajvasis or aspiring a particular mood of Rajvasis to serve Krishna. So therefore it is Vidhi Sammalit Raga Marga. That means it, or Raga Sammalit Vidhi Marg, like Rag Marg covered by or surrounded by Vidhi. So therefore it has two aspects. One is the Shravana Kirtan, etc., which one does with one's present body, and remembrance of Radha Krishna that one does with one's mentally conceived spiritual body. So now this is not imagined body, this is mentally conceived, because after certain level of advancement, one slowly starts becoming clear about who exactly one is in the spiritual world in relationship with Krishna. And based on the aspiration of his service, based on the mood of his service, a particular form is required. And that form he conceives in the mind, and with that form he tries to serve, that is internal service, that is Yugala Charana Deva. Yugala Charana Seva, that is Archana outside. Yugala Charana Deva, which is meditation inside. So both inside and outside, one performs this devotional service. And Manerahu O Lila Ki Riti. Yugalei Manera Piriti. Like one's affection should be undivided. It only should be given to Radha and Krishna. There need not be any doubt about that simply by serving Radha Krishna, all one's desires are fulfilled. There is nobody in this world with whom we should separately try to strike a relationship with. Serve Radha Krishna, and that's it. That's all there is. Based on that relationship only, one tries to see one's relationship with other spiritual personalities. Based on that relationship with Radha Krishna only, one tries to see one's own position in this world and one's aspired position in spiritual world. With that position only, one tries to see this whole world, material world around us, and the relationships that we are put into, and how to make spiritualize those relationships based on our central relationship with Radha Krishna. So Yugalai Manera Piriti. It is mentioned in Vraja songs that the lane of love is very narrow. That means only one person can go through the lane of love, not many. That means, and not with baggage. So that means only with love for Krishna can we walk through the lane of love. We cannot have our love invested in so many different places. Oh, let me love material world also, let me love material relationships also, let me love this other general spiritual things also, and let me love Radha Krishna also. This doesn't work that way. One has to have one's focus very clear, very concentrated, and with that force and one pointedness can one actually walk through the lanes of Braja, Kunjagali. So that comes by practice and that comes by grace. So both are required. Krishna tadbhakta karunya matra labhaika hetuka pushti margataya kechit iyam raga anugochate. The path of raga or path of affection, for that one requires greed to attain particular mood for Krishna. That greed one doesn't get simply by doing austerities and other things, by one's own efforts. Of course, one's own efforts are required to purify the heart, to make the heart fit enough to receive the grace. But just because you clean your house doesn't mean that the guest will arrive. Guest will arrive by his own accord. But it's better that we keep our house clean. So we keep our heart clean so that the grace of Radha Krishna appear in the form of through the mercy of devotees. Krishna Tadbhakta Karunya Matra Labhai Kahetuka. One gets this greed by the special grace of Guru, of Acharyas, of advanced devotees of Krishna. Then Kama, then the next line is Yugala Kishora Rupa Kamarati Gana Bhupa. The beauty of Radha Krishna is being described here, that it is compared to millions of cupids, transcendental cupids, and his wife Rati. If they are together and multiply them million times, then you get a hint of the beauty of Radha Krishna. Actually, there is no analogy in this world which can actually come near Radha Krishna's beauty. But just to get a hint, such analogies are given, and our acharyas give a disclaimer that these analogies serve only the purpose of giving a hint or a glimpse of who really Radha Krishna are or how beautiful they are. Rakanek vichitra chandra udita premamrita jyotisham. So this verse says that vichi vi paripurayed aganita brahmanda kotim yadi वृंदारण्य निकुंज सीमनि तदा भासं परम लक्ष्यते भावेनैव यदा तदैव तुलये राधे तव श्रीमुखम. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur is trying to glorify the beauty of Radharani's moon-like face, and he is saying that Rakaneka Vichitra Chandra Udita Premamrita Jyotisha. If the sky becomes filled with millions of autumnal full moons, Vichitra, transcendental moons, uh, with all their beauty. Premamrita Jyotisham, Vichivi, with their nectarian love, if they will fill up the entire sky and many skies with their effulgence. Still, that cannot be compared with your beautiful moon-like face, which appears Vrindavan Nikunja Simani, on the pleasure groves of Vrindavan, on their shores or on their limits. So actually, Radharani appears only in 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 the Nikunja Leelas, and therefore that is a limit. Beyond that, one cannot have Radharani's darshan. So it is mandatory for the person to be able to reach that place in order to even see Krishna, in order to even see Radharani. Bhaveneva yada tadeva tulaye radhe tava shri mukham. So therefore, only by bhav, only with the hint that I am comparing your beautiful moon-like face with moon. Actually, it is not comparable. So, and last line says, Mane rahu oli laki riti. May the pastimes of Radha Krishna remain in my mind or appear in my mind. Because actually speaking, nobody can actually meditate on Radha Krishna's pastimes without the grace of Radha Krishna. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indrei Sevan Mukhe Jivado Swayameva Spuratyada. That we with our own efforts cannot remember Radha Krishna's pastimes. We can make an attempt, just like one attempts to invite guest, but it is all up to guest's sweet will whether he will accept or not accept. So if Radharani and Krishna are pleased to appear, they will appear in our heart, but for that we need to keep our heart clean and keep our aspiration properly scintillated and braced and brightened. So with that, we can actually attract the grace of Radha Krishna. So this is the gist of today's verse, and Krishna willing, we will meet again. So this verse is about serving Radha Krishna's lotus feet, meditating upon them. Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Raya Ramananda that among all different types of meditation, which is the highest meditation? Dhyana madhye kona dhyana pradhan. Radha Krishna pada dhyana pradhan. Ramananda Rai says the meditation on lotus feet of Radha Krishna is the highest meditation, topmost meditation. So even Brahma and Shiva do not find lotus feet of Krishna in their meditation. So that is how difficult it is. Only by grace they appear, and that is the aspiration of a devotee. That may this Leela appear in our heart. May our mind have only love for Radha Krishna's lotus feet, and only we should serve their lotus feet and remember their pastimes. So that's about it. And Krishna be willing, we will meet again. Till then, have a nice, very nice Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.